talking about how cute you guys look over there. And then we're like, okay, no, the camera's on. That's good. That's good. Camera's on. You can't let that shoot without a camera. Is that line? Angle. Which home is that one? Is it a hot spring home?
No, I'm gonna go back to
San Diego home. Okay.
and I'm actually redoing my physical exercise place because I just want it really good. And it's hard not to be a question.
Right.
So,
You can make it what you want it to be. Yeah.
so I just got done.
I would love to say yes, but because my training is in streetlights and traffic signals, it's not really my expertise.
Had the time guy there redoing the shower. Prior to the time.
Deanna, did you just bounce the ball back on your own side over the net? That was awesome. And you absolutely would not call that net if that happened. So, if you do that,
Is it exciting?
It is a lot, but I like when you were like, okay, I'm ready to travel, and you went all in. Some of it intentional, some of it not intentional, it sounds like.
I guess so. So now it's not like, are you been to my place?
Yes, I think so. Right. Yeah. But doesn't actually split. You guys don't. It looks like those Pullman happening. I just looked down and I was like, that looked like the peaceful lull of.
You guys can
That sounds like a good plan.
Well, either you're into hot springs or you're not. You're not into it. I'm into it.
Well, Train doesn't love the heat in any manner, even when it's cold, because with MS, it's one of these things that like, it aggravates it. I start getting sluggish.
That's a good deal.
But I come to both class. I like hot springs. I mean, I like food. I don't have much experience with hot springs. I've done a little bit, but going into it.
Have you ever seen here? We got a place if you want it.
Not to. Yeah, we can look it up on YouTube.
No, look it up on me. Not allowed to interview. Came to the county just at the moment of a fearless
coaches, so we're allowed.
Oh, you good? And you good? Okay.
Less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes until our second match of the day here on Stadium Court. Here on Elimination Saturday. All but 4 matches today are elimination matches. Winner moves on, loser goes home. The only 4 matches that are not are the final round of the winner's bracket, where the winner will go to the semifinals and the loser will move on to the final round of the contenders bracket tomorrow morning. Those winners bracket final round matches will start at 1:25 here on Stadium Court. They'll be the last 4 matches, second half of Stadium Court today. On the women's side of the bracket yesterday, making it into the final round of the winners brackets, you had the 1 seed, the 2 seed, the 3 seed, the 5 seed, almost went chalk. On the other hand, on the men's side, we got the 3 seed, the 5 seed, the 7 seed, and the 16 seed in the final round of the winners bracket. A lot of tight matches on the women's side yesterday. Mostly it was the high seeds who pulled them out. On the men's side, it was the other way around.
Yes, the sunglasses go on. It gets a little bit brighter here on Stadium Court. The marine layer starts to blow off a little bit. It's going to be a gorgeous Saturday. Welcome inside to Hermosa Beach Stadium Court. Ready for our second match of the day. We had a fiery match number 1, and we have got 2 teams who are ready to move on here in Hermosa Beach. So come with me. Let's meet them, shall we? Let's meet this first team. And this first player, all Georgia, from Fayetteville, Georgia, played her indoor ball at Georgia Tech, went over to Georgia State for a year on the sand, and now she is down here in sunny Southern California, making waves on the AVP. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Tegan Van Gunst. And her partner, just one part of Team Davis. Team Davis is a big team, isn't it? Yes, all over Aurora. She's out of Groveland, Florida. Make sure you check out Team Davis Beach Volleyball. If you're in that area, you're not going to regret it if you do. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear it out of Florida State, Miss Aurora Davis. And their opponents. This first player out of Seattle, Washington, I kid you not, I watched her during warm-ups hit a ball, catching a hot pocket, like 2-foot line, and it bounced right back to her over the net. I'm looking for more of that. Out of Pepperdine University, let me hear it for Deanna Kraft. And her partner out of Archbishop Mitty High School up in San Jose. I know, Allie, you were expecting me to say USC. I'm getting there. Out of USC, multiple-time NCAA national champion. Let me hear it for Allie Wheeler. Davis, Van Gunst, Kraft, and Wheeler. Loser gets 13th. Winner moves on into the top 10 here in Hermosa.
We welcome you to center court here in Hermosa Beach. After a 2-year hiatus, we are back on the sand playing in front of some of the most knowledgeable and passionate fans, and I know the players are pumped up as well. I'm Dane Bland, joined alongside Cameron Irwin, and we have contenders bracket here to start things off. We're going up the number 12 versus the number 13 seed. Both of these teams lost yesterday. Serving from the left side, that was Allie Wheeler, and she is playing with Deanna Kraft, who you see up at the net in white on that left side. Both these players played against one another. And in the college ranks, Allie Wheeler from the University of Southern California, and Deanna Kraft playing for Pepperdine University. And then across the net, we have Aurora Davis and Tegan Van Gunst. They are the 13th seed in the tournament. Lost yesterday to the Brazilian duo of Larissa and Lily. But yesterday, how about the action, Cameron? So many upsets, so much excitement. The crowd's so happy to have this event back on the sands of the South Bay.
Yeah, no, yesterday it was so fun to get your toes in the sand and get to see all these fantastic AVP pros in their home, Hermosa Beach, California. And it's so fun to get to see all these women out just grinding right now as hard as they possibly can to get through this contenders bracket. As a little cut is picked up.
Here comes Van Gunst. Deanna Kraft is all over it right here with another opportunity to score, but not yet.
No one.
And how about that? And roll to the back right there. What a rally.
Yeah, you gotta love the play there from Davis, especially when she's getting in a little bit of trouble. This is a great pickup and put back over, but Davis does a nice job from about 5 feet off the net, set kind of pulling along, finds the deep spot. Got to over-communicate there. And this is actually really fun because these two teams just met about a week ago in the Denver Open, and it actually went to 3 games. It ultimately was a victory for Kraft and Wheeler. So a bit of a rematch here just a week ago.
Here comes Deanna Kraft. Blocked at the net by Van Gunst, but then Kraft again. She's getting a lot of action early on right now. Kraft's just a really solid player in college. She was an excellent blocker up at the net, and it looks like she's worked on her quickness. She's playing some fantastic defense so far in this one. Allie Wheeler up at the net, called for a net violation.
Yeah, it looks like they're working with a split block, and I actually caught up with Deanna Kraft just prior to this matchup, and this is the first year that she has worked in that split blocking system alongside Allie, so a little bit of an adjustment for these two, but got to give a little kudos to Kraft now getting to play some backcourt D.
Van Gunst serves, runs to the net. And a stuff down right there. Deanna Kraft trying to kind of go no look down the line, but Van Gunst not fooled.
Yeah, I've got the chance to watch Van Gunst through the last several years alongside her sister, Annika, and they're twins, and they're so fun to watch playing alongside one another. I just love their scrappiness. They have fantastic ball control, so it's always a good time. If you want to talk about technique and ball control, keep your eyes on Van Gunst.
They go back to Kraft, and this time she hits the retreating blocker, so it'll be 4-3 as we take the turn. It is so nice to be back in Southern California, Cam. I mean, we can go all over the world, but there's nothing like coming back to the home of beach volleyball. And you know, the fans appreciate it. You saw them just really bringing it yesterday on a Friday.
Oh, they were bringing it, and we had 7 matches go to 3 games here on Stadium Court, and they stayed through the entirety of the day. The heckling was on point, as it always is here in Hermosa. It's going to get really rowdy over the next 2 days, and we cannot wait.
Aurora Davis with a little roll shot. First look at Davis, a graduate of Florida State University. And so many of the field have come through the college ranks and just really refined their game. Big hit. Look at Davis. She keeps it alive. Kraft's gonna have an opportunity to put this away, but the set a little bit off the net. Davis once again. And there it is, a poke to the corner.
I said it early on, this team of Davis and Van Gunst, they're going to be scrappy as heck, and you got to love that play. The touch off the block in the middle of that rally, and this extension, it's got to go on 2, and a great play by Davis, giving her partner a shot to be able to get that back over the net. Heads up, scrappy play. If I'm Wheeler and Kraft, you got to stay in the point at any given time, knowing that ball could very likely come back.
Davis with a textbook dig in that last rally. Serves it up, trying to get another one, and she gets her hand on that one, but can't get it out. Aurora Davis is one of those scrappy players that is going to run down almost every ball, and you're going to be concerned if you don't hit that perfect shot, she may get it up.
Yeah, and that's a great call by you. It does almost have to be a little bit perfect there. You saw that cut shot. The nice thing is Davis still getting a hand on it, so Kraft has got to keep that in her mind. Davis is just a half a step away.
Kraft with a dig, and then Wheeler on 2, the difficult way with the opposite arm to go over, but making it look easy.
Yeah, without a doubt. You did say going the hard way, right? So coming over her left shoulder, she did a nice job getting her feet back around and redirecting that ball to the open court. Usually when you want to go over on that second contact, you want it to be your power arm. You don't want to have to wait for that ball to cross your body. But I think we see it more often than not now, players optioning or going over on the second contact more often. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you look across not only here on the AVP Tour, but the international game. It's flourishing, right? The development, not only you add in the jump set as another piece to that option game, and things get really iffy. Miles Partain here has been fantastic on the tournament, as Allie Wheeler just misses that long. But Miles Partain has been really hard to stop. They picked up 2 big wins, him alongside Paul Lottman yesterday. And that option, I mean, it is something to behold. It's making it really tough for teams to have to defend against, whether he's going to swing, look for a different redirect, or jump set that ball.
And I think as time goes by, just like in any sport, it evolves. And players are doing things now that weren't even really thought of if you go back 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
And so that offense, a lot of the international play, guys are jumping up and looking like they're going to attack, then setting the ball, trying to throw that blocker off. So it has gotten dynamic. That ball served out of bounds, and we're tied up. Davis and Van Gunst versus Kraft and Wheeler. Allie Wheeler, I mentioned, from the University of Southern California. I had the pleasure of coaching her when I was a volunteer assistant at USC. She won 3 national championships, 2015, the last AVCA championship, and then the first 2 NCAA championships. And she's been working her way up on the pro circuit ever since.
Definitely part of the legendary status over at USC, something you know a little bit about. Back-to-back champions yet again. Look at that, Dane Bland.
Look at that.
Yeah,
it was just every year that I've been involved with the collegiate game since 2015, it's just gotten exponentially better and more players coming out, and just the quality of volleyball continues to grow, and it's just so fun to see so many players get great training before they even get to the pro circuit.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you're looking at 4 individuals right now who were the product of the collegiate game all across the board. I believe Tegan Van Gunst also was over at Georgia State after she was at Georgia Tech, having played indoor there, and then transferring over Florida State for Aurora Davis, like you mentioned, another great beach volleyball program. Can't forget about Pepperdine. Oh, that's nearly a fantastic play on the side of Allie Wheeler, Deanna Kraft. That's a tough ball to try and chase down. I like the way Allie Wheeler able to at least get a contact on that coming off the block.
Yeah, it's so hard to land and make that move, but Aurora Davis really picking her spots here early in this match. Tegan Van Gunst with a serve right down the middle. The 27-year-old with a nice little kind of hybrid jump float there, and that's a great position to go to. A little confusion there, Cameron.
Yeah, whether it's, you know, the service pressure like you see here, it's a fantastic ace serve, but they've also been kind of utilizing that deep middle even in their side out game and transition. Ooh, and that's a nice serve to be paired with the last ace.
Kraft is dug down the line, and then the little roll shot by Van Gunst. Looking like she's going to bring it, and then she downshifts with a little cut shot.
Yeah, but I want to go back to that serve because she just had the ace up the middle, as you see the number of aces she had just in the last match alone. But she goes to the sideline of Kraft, so she's moving the ball around and not allowing for the other team of Kraft and Wheeler to kind of get in that side-out rhythm. She goes back to Kraft now.
She's got it. That ball's in. Allie Wheeler have a good look at a swing, and she capitalizes right there. But you're absolutely right, Cameron. Tegan Van Gunst is picking her spots serving, and she's putting it there. She's running to the net. She's really locked into their strategy, and it seems like the strategy early on is to go to Deanna Kraft. Allie Wheeler back to serve. Allie Wheeler now 26 years of age. Hails out of Saratoga, California. She's 5'11", so a little bit undersized as a blocker, but I like the dynamic of the switch block. I think we went through an era over the last 10 years where everyone thought they had to be specialized. You had to have that big blocker. You had to have that defender in the back, but now you're seeing a lot of taller players split block.
Yeah, you are, and I like the development as well. I think it allows, especially when you maybe can't find that massive 6'7" or 6'6" blocker. It's a little nice, especially on the men's side. So you think of Tryon Trevor with the split block as well. I think there's also something to be said in regards to kind of the dynamic, right? It's conserving some of that energy, especially here in this deep sand in Hermosa Beach.
Well, how are we doing out there, volleyball world? Dane Bland, Cameron Irwin, so happy to be back with you here in Southern California. This is the 3rd Pro Series event on the AVP Tour here in 2022, and you know, the fans, they've missed out over the last couple of years, and they are excited to be out here, as well the players.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a beach volleyball fan, for sure this weekend has been circled on your calendar all year long. When this was announced, 16 tournaments on the year, everyone's going, where's Manhattan, where's Hermosa, right? Those are the big weekends, and I know these athletes are just so thrilled. It's so fun to think back to 2019. It was Chase and Casey picking up the win, and those gorgeous skateboards, you know, rolling up and down, or it was Betsy and M. Day picking up in the big gold in 2019 as well. So you can guarantee there's been some partner switches for sure since then, but this is one of the great homes of beach volleyball. It's so fun to see who will pick up the 2022 title.
Taking a look at the bracket here, the winner of this will take on Julia Scholes and Gina Urango, also graduates from USC, a new team this year, as Scholes just getting out on the beach after winning the national championship just a couple of months ago. And so that's a team to look out for sure. Back here on center court, Davis Van Gunst up 13-9 over Kraft and Wheeler. The loser of this one will be eliminated from the tournament. And of course, the winner will move on in what we call the snake pit or the contenders bracket. And yesterday, pretty consistent though. I think 3 of the 4 top seeds advanced, whereas on the men's side, I think maybe 1 of the top 4 advanced. There was upsets all over the place.
Yeah, the men's side got a little wild yesterday for sure. There's some big time upsets. The number 16 seed picked up 2 big wins. That's Dietrich and Smith over Tri Bourne and Trevor Crabb, and then Allen and K-Spear.
And that is Hagen Smith that you're referring to, son of the legendary St. John Smith. So be tough growing up St. John's kid. I mean, you got some pressure on you there. I mean, one of the greatest ever to play the game. And maybe Hagen Smith coming into his own now, really making some noise yesterday, taking out the number 1 seed in the first round and the number 8 seed in the second round. So let's see if they can continue that here on day 2. There's Deanna Kraft on the retreating Van Gunst for the point. Kraft and Wheeler, what do they need to do to get into it? It seems like Van Gunst and Davis just kind of chipping away slowly and expanding that lead.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see the scores from their last competition against Van Gunst and Davis, and they're all within that 3 or 4 point mark. I would say it's the little variations, right? So plays like this, let's see if Allie Wheeler can get this in transition.
Yeah, that ball, like you said, Cameron, has to be put away, right? You got to take the swing. You got to capitalize on the great dig.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it too. You got to also respect Davis in the backcourt. It's been really impressive to see her readability and moving into certain plays. But yeah, you want to be able to put away shots like that, especially in transition. You got to take every opportunity. And I have liked some of the bigger swings we've seen from Kraft and Wheeler when they've been aggressive, kind of hitting some of those high hands off of Van Gunst, and then also recognizing every time she's pulling, like here. And they put it right in her lap. That's a great dig.
So interesting, right? Van Gunst goes up to hit. She doesn't have her vision. It's called line. She hits it line, and they get dug. You got to keep that ball in front of you to keep that vision.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, you see right here, that's a great job by her being able to see the ball, but man, she's also got to be able to see the defender.
Yeah, because the whole right side of the court was wide open. Oh, smart play, Van Gunst over on 2. Van Gunst, 27-year-old, as you mentioned, Cameron, Georgia Tech and Georgia State. And her best finish, a 7th place, and that took place in Muskegon just a few weeks ago. And so starting to get a little traction. They are in complete command here, up 17-11 in set number 1, contenders bracket. Number 13 seed, Aurora Davis and Tegan Van Gunst leading. Number 12, Deanna Kraft and Allie Wheeler. Tight set. Good power hit by Wheeler.
But see, that's what I want to see more of right there. I love the preparation. One, great cover from Allie Wheeler, and then her preparation for the attack was also phenomenal. Got her feet back, allowed herself, take a look here, allowed herself those big last 2 steps and an aggressive swing, challenging the top of the block of Van Gunst.
I like that word, challenging, right? When you get that opportunity, you want to challenge the defense to either make a block or make a dig. And look at this one, back and forth. That's way too tight and just crushes one of our microphones on the side there, but solid rally.
Yeah, you gotta love that. Full send for Kraft right there. just pushed a tiny bit wide. And there's the mic. So again, in terms of a little bit of an adjustment, if I'm Kraft and Wheeler, I'm going to actually be looking for Van Gunst, the top of the block, but also if she's pulling, because she's pulling quite a bit on the block, instead of they put one right in her lap, I would try and challenge some of those shorter angles out in front of her. Force her to make some plays outside of her body as she's pulling off the net, because right now those are some areas that I feel like they've been able to find some success and score some points, but that also takes a little bit maybe of some setting, because I do feel like Van Gunst may be pulling off the net a little bit more frequently. So toss one up there and see if you can either force her to stay or get a nice set without a block up in front of you.
Aurora Davis on fire, 8 kills, no errors so far, and you've seen Van Gunst get a lot of action. I like what you're saying, Cameron. When Van Gunst obviously has done her homework, right? Yeah. She's dropping, she's in the right position. What Kraft and Wheeler are going to have to do is get it out of that groove spot. A little to the left, a little to the right, maybe to the middle, deep middle, and mix it up. But right now, Van Gunst has really dictated the pace in this first set, hence the 18-12 lead.
Yeah, without a doubt. Also got to be able to, if I'm Kraft and Wheeler, watch that deep middle as well. They've had a little bit of struggle in that position.
I should be able to remember that.
Players coming out to the court. Kraft and Wheeler in a tough spot here. They're going to have to make some things happen to get back in this first set. And so important to win the first set because it just gives you a little more comfort. But we see yesterday the majority of these matches, are going to 3. But
there you go, same thing. That's exactly right. See the early pull from Van Gunst, leaving just a second earlier. I know it's a little bit of a higher set as well, so maybe she took off and that shot right up the middle. I like that. I think if they're starting to push some of those sets a little bit tighter, you're going to find more opportunities just like that.
Here comes Davis. Back set, she goes deep middle, and that ball is in, and make it 9 kills for Aurora Davis. She is perfect. 9 kills, 0 errors. Crazy, on our last match, we had a spectacular match by Haley Harward, who had, I believe, 18 kills in 22 attempts. And no errors.
Yeah.
So
she had 818.
That's amazing.
And same thing, there's the tight set. Challenge the block of Tegan Van Gunst.
Yeah, and that's what Allie and Kraft have to do. They're both big players. Yeah. They're both physical players. It doesn't serve them any good to set 5 feet off the net. Keep it tight and challenge.
I just love the way Aurora Davis is playing though right now. She's playing the high percentage shot, keeping things clean, simple. When she's maybe a bit out of sorts, she's still finding a way to add pressure to the other team. That was a perfect side out though from Aurora Davis. Great shot.
Van Gunst clips the top of the net, and Wheeler and Deanna in a little bit of trouble here. Wheeler in the right spot. She'll have a swing for it. Not just yet. And Davis just all over the backcourt. And a finesse roll shot. Kill number 11 for Aurora Davis. She is on fire.
My goodness, and just like that, Tegan Van Gunst picks up a block at the perfect time. The recycle was nice, but I also love Aurora Davis. Hats off. She goes, oh, partner just got a nice block. They're probably going to shoot the ball, and a solid read up the line and the put away. Still errorless is Aurora Davis.
Well, there you have it. Aurora Davis and Van Gunst take set number 1, 21-14 over Kraft and Wheeler. We'll be right back.
could vibe and find our rhythm. You and I, the sky, the moon and the light was just a ride. Share a little love, learn to respect one another. We could find a way to make another day brighter now that we've got each other.
Dear Mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear lots of you have discovered a real Hawaiian favorite, Big Wave Golden Ale. That's the good kind of stuff, yeah, bro. Maybe it's the island flavor that makes each sip taste like a little vacation.
Got your beers here.
That's a whole lot of little vacations right there, huh, brother? That's like a big vacation. Retirement. One life, right? Mahalo. Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona Brewing.
Welcome back to Hermosa Beach, California. Finally back in the South Bay, home of beach volleyball. We're here in the second set. Aurora Davis and Tegan Van Gunst winning the first set 21-14 over Kraft and Wheeler. And we've seen some spectacular rallies, Cameron, thus far. But what does Kraft and Wheeler have to do to turn this thing around?
You know, I think one of the first things is maybe just steady out their setting a little bit. We saw some sets go a little bit off, or maybe not exactly the location that they wanted to. And again, they had success challenging the block of Van Gunst, or challenging her a little bit on those edges. As another nice ace comes the direction of Van Gunst and Davis. But I think maybe just cleaning up some of that set location will help their offense as well. And then just staying in the points, recognizing Aurora Davis is on fire right now.
And another serve right down the middle. I think that Kraft and Wheeler have to work that out.
Yeah, I mentioned that in game number one. That was an area of focus. They had an early ace there, and then also just in some of those transition points as well. They were a little bit liable there in the deep middle. Those are some pretty hands.
Here comes Van Gunst. Beautiful up on the right side by Kraft, and we got a net violation by Van Gunst.
But again, that's a 50-50 ball that's most likely going to be a little bit more that 60-40, right? Just because the height differential between Kraft and Van Gunst. So good things happen right now when they're tossing the ball up there like this. Great pole dig from Kraft. And again, just finding some of that in-system setting. It's a nice shot.
Nice high wrist, goes against the grain. Looked like she wanted to hit cross court, but that was the deception, and then she goes down the line. Three all. Deanna Kraft out of Pepperdine University. That ball just inside the sideline.
Yeah, and I also like this in terms of scouting report, right? Davis and Van Gunst understand that Kraft and Wheeler are split blocking, right? So these are both two full-time blockers that are now both having to play some backcourt. So traditionally, a lot of times, you're going to see they have maybe a little bit of a harder time running down some of the shots, right? So the shot selection from Davis has also been really critical in regards to finding the open sand. They're maybe looking for the hard-driven ball. That's a great dig.
Beautiful.
Have you ever seen the airborne flipper?
That's all she had. Great balance and another solid touch by Van Gunst, but Deanna Kraft able to put that one away. And I like how Kraft and Wheeler have started this second set. A lot more consistent and scrappy.
Yeah, but can we talk about that play? Oh, it's just off screen, but I feel like that's what my dad used to do back in rec ball, right? Like the backhanded, just slap shot off the hand of Van Gunst. Gotta love the creativity there. But yeah, much better start for Kraft and Wheeler coming out of the gates in game number 2.
Here comes Davis.
And that's gonna help help a ton. Big time. Ooh, and that, I believe, is the first error on Aurora Davis.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I believe she has 11 kills, and that being her first error. But if Allie Wheeler and Deanna Kraft are going to win this, they're going to have to do more of that. That is where their strength is, both being blockers.
Yeah, but that also is going to require Davis to have to hit the ball more often, right? So she's been shooting the ball a ton, so they may not have the opportunity to get that done. If they see some shots like that, great, but it's a little challenging when Davis has been cutting you up.
Do you switch it? Go to Van Gunst a little more? Because she is more of the physical hitter where you're going to get a lot of shots, and that's always a choice by a team. Do you want to deal with the power? Do you want to deal with the shots?
Yeah, without a doubt. And Van Gunst, the other element that you have to pay attention to right now, I may go away from her just because she's setting absolute butter right now for a partner. I mean, you're seeing the ball perfectly placed. They're well in rhythm. So it's also a note of, hey, maybe we can find some success against a set that maybe isn't as great. And not to say Davis can't deliver the goods as well in that regard, but if everything's going her way in terms of the side out game, you got to try something else.
Oh, Van Gunst just patrolling up at the net, gets her hands over just in time for a 6-5 lead.
Yeah, didn't necessarily expect Van Gunst to stay here because this set was a little bit off the net, as you can see. Oh, and then she's just patrolling on the option. You gotta love that.
That's a hard option. We've seen Wheeler get away with it a couple times. Nice drop, Van Gunst. And they throw it up to the net, just like you said, Cameron. Seems like Van Gunst and Davis are listening to you a little more, throwing that ball up to the net.
They're setting beautifully, and it's really on display. And this play right here, how about Tegan Van Gunst pulling into the angle? That is not an easy play to have to make. You saw her kind of loop back around. I mean, footwork really, really solid right there to be able to find a shot, find the open court. But again, the setting, whether it's inside out or transition, is on point for Davis and Van Gunst.
Tight set. And joust won by Kraft. And you mentioned something, Cameron, with Van Gunst and Aurora Davis. It seems like positionally they're on point. When they drop the footwork, they're getting to their spots and giving themselves the best opportunity to win the point.
Yeah, and that efficiency of footwork, right? Being in the right spot at the right time. That's the first set you've seen go bad. And a little bit, that's close. Had a little bit of a roll to it. It was quick, though. I don't know. What do you think?
You know, the rules are starting to change with the setting. I know that at the international level that they've really, really cut back on allowing you to hold the ball long.
Yeah.
So it's got to come out really quick. And, you know.
Here's a look at it. I do agree. I think they... Yeah, it's got some spin to it.
Yeah, but it's tight. That's a high standard. If I'm on, if I'm being called for that, I'm telling the ref, okay, well, you set the standard. You do not allow anything less than that to go. So there's always that gamesmanship going back and forth.
Yeah, that's a great call for sure.
Deanna Kraft back to serve, just a flat floaty, and that ball just wide. Seems like the serve of choice is that jump floater. So many, you know, kind of renditions of it, the two-handed toss, the one-handed toss.
Yeah, I like the variation, right? So you get, whether it's a jump float or a standing float, you get all sorts of different approaches. You also have the hybrid versus the jump top spin serve. I like being able to kind of mix and match depending on who's on the other side and in terms of weather conditions as well.
Wow, every time that Kraft and Wheeler drop, it seems like they're expecting that ball to come mid-court or deep. And with Aurora Davis, it's always coming short. It's within the first 5 feet of the court.
That, or she's finding the deep middle. So those are the two. So she's challenging the expanse of the court, really not staying in that middle zone. She's going for that deep or short, like you mentioned.
Nice play out of the net by Wheeler. Kraft doesn't put it away. And Van Gunst will just a roll shot right to Kraft, and Kraft right in her wheelhouse. She loves that cross-court bang.
Yeah, and good things happen when you get a set like that. I love the aggressive play right there from Kraft. just getting up, seeing the block in front, not a fear in her mind. Also the backcourt defense, she says, this one's all me.
And that's what she loves, that cross body. So on the right, she's gonna go cross court. On the left, she's gonna bang that ball down the line. That's where she really likes to hit.
Another great shot from Davis.
Aurora Davis and Van Gunst, a 2-point lead. Remember, we switched at 7-all, so it was back and forth, very tight. Now they're starting to expand on that lead, and they're doing it by scrappy defense and nice net play like that by Van Gunst, who presses over and just takes away the angle.
Yeah, she's starting to stay a little bit more now up at the net as well. She's actually starting to reach a little higher too. Instead of maybe going up and over as much, she's trying to get a little bit of that high ball over the top.
Aurora Davis with another dig and tries to be short this time, but Kraft was standing there. Didn't drop quite as much, and I think that may have been in the mind of Davis.
Yeah, again, Davis has done a nice job even there. She recognizes her partner got the block. Next ball probably going to be a shot. Picks it up, but just not enough on it there. But hey, you mentioned it. Kraft starting to stay a little bit shorter there on the pole.
Davis once again with the short shot. Yeah, if you're Wheeler and Kraft, you just have to say no more short. No more short. Let's get beat deep.
Well, and especially with their length, right? Like, you can start to play a couple of those overhead if you need be. So start shifting a little bit shorter and force her to have to make the play long.
Name of the game is adjustments as we take the technical timeout here in the second set. And the team that usually makes those adjustments mid-set are the teams that are victorious in the end. That's what I love about this sport. Not a lot of coaching until lately, you know, where the coach is actually in the box, so the players have to be aware of what's going on. Need to decide, hey, are we going to stay with the game plan? Are we going to switch? And if you don't make those moves on the fly very quickly, you find yourself in a lot of trouble.
Well, when you talk about adjustments, the big one to me is, right, the set of Kraft and Wheeler. It's starting to get a little tighter, but Van Gunst has done a nice job staying a second longer than she was in game number 1. And she's earned a couple blocks in that regard as well. So that's one of those adjustments from her, just kind of staying ahead of the play, doing a really solid job there.
There's a good look at Allie Wheeler. A year ago, she had a back injury. She actually herniated 2 discs. I remember seeing her at the event in Atlanta, and she had to withdraw from that event. So she's been really rehabbing, working hard, getting back, and now she says that she's pretty much back to normal.
Yeah, and that is not an easy injury to come back from in terms of 1 herniated disc to 2 herniated discs, especially in the game of beach volleyball. It requires so much of your central core. I mean, that's just phenomenal for her to be able to just rehab and stay so physical to be able to do things, well, and dives kind of like that.
Kraft takes a look and then puts it where Davis is not. Smart play right there.
Yeah, again, this one, Van Gunst stays up at the net in terms of the block. Great communication on the side of Kraft and Wheeler. And execution as well.
Allie Wheeler back to serve, a little jump float. She goes over to Davis. Davis with yet another short ball, not this time, says Kraft, and then rips it down the line for the point. So making the adjustments is Wheeler and Kraft.
Yeah, and in a much needed point right now. At 11-13, they need a little bit of a push here. There's the pickup, like you mentioned. Challenge them to beat you in a different way.
Davis, a tight set right there. Kraft with the dig this time, and nobody at the net, and she'll unleash. So playing with a little more urgency right now, Kraft and Wheeler.
Yeah, but it all comes down again to that adjustment, picking up some big defensive plays, able to transition out. Deanna Kraft doing a solid job. Last time you talked about that cross-court ball and how she likes to turn that towards more the sideline. This time she goes a little bit more middle, too. So a nice variation there in terms of offensive location.
So it looks like Davis and Van Gunst will take a timeout, think this one over. You know, when you're able to make these changes, that's going to get you back into it, and that's exactly what Wheeler and Kraft have done right now, playing with a little more urgency. And I think the biggest difference right now is they're converting some of their opportunities. They've been great, you know, getting balls up, but they weren't putting them away earlier.
Yeah, no, and that's a great point, too. It's not just about your ability to side out. You got to be able to find a few points here or there in terms of transition, and it's that adjustment with the short ball being picked up, aggressive feet in transition as well to be able to still take some swings. And then paying attention to what Tegan Van Gunst is doing. She's staying a little bit more here in game number 2 at the net. That's also in lieu of some better setting on the side of Kraft and Wheeler. So it'll be interesting to see now back out of this. What are going to be those minor adjustments? Are they going to try and find the deep court now for Davis and Van Gunst?
There you see 11-15 men's elimination match coming up next right after this one. But if yesterday is any indication, this one could go 3. We did go 2 sets in the first 9 o'clock match, and the competition is so stiff, so even, that you're seeing a lot of matches go to 3 sets. And right now, that is exactly what Kraft and Wheeler are looking to do. Aurora Davis with another opportunity. Will she go short? She does. She rolls it. And once again, Kraft gets it and is stopped. Van Gunst stops it. So they're all over Aurora Davis's shot now, but it's Van Gunst that gets the point.
Yeah, but the same thing goes. I mean, this, if you love volleyball, this has just been so fun to watch. From timeout to timeout, you've seen these strategy adjustments. And that time, again, Tegan Van Gunst, instead of just going up and blocking line, she dives into the angle. She's got the 4 called, and that was a big time adjustment where she earns the block. It's these little adjustments that make all the difference.
That was the right shot for Deanna Kraft, just slightly poorly executed, just out of bounds, but that was the right call. It was wide open.
Yet again, they're running the 4 play, right? So they're going to show that the block is in the line, and they will then jump into the angle. So you've seen Kraft have a lot of success going into the angle with that heavy swing. So now they're having Tegan Van Gunst try and take away some of that court, which is leaving the high ball into the angle over the top of the block available. But again, there's the unforced error off the attack. Great touch.
She's on it. Keep it in. Give your blocker an opportunity. Wow, the Cobra from Deanna Kraft. Explain the Cobra to us, Cameron.
Oh man, my fingers hurt just watching that. So watch right here. The Cobra is where you have your hand fully extended, and she goes off the top of her fingertips, but with a poke move. So it's not necessarily where you have more of the, like the top of your knuckles, but instead just the top of your fingertips with a nice poke. That's impressive.
Did you have that shot?
No.
Oh, what a shot. Aurora Davis knows that the defense has been adjusted forward, and she goes to the deep corner.
Yeah, again, I love that heads-up play. They've been able to pick up the short shot off of Aurora Davis the last few balls, and here, just deep into the line. That's a heads-up play. And great placement. Deanna Kraft is tall. It's not easy to get it up and over her head. But again, I'm okay with that adjustment if I'm Deanna Kraft. Force her to have to make that play.
Is that another Cobra?
Couldn't see from here.
How do you do fingertip push-ups to strengthen?
Oh yeah, you know, at least 100 a day. It's part of my morning routine.
Another opportunity for Kraft and Wheeler. Scrappy defense right now. Aurora Davis trying to finish this rally off. Deanna Kraft keeping it alive from her knees, gets that ball back into the court. And finally, it's Van Gunst who terminates.
Man, Davis and Van Gunst are just unrelenting in terms of recognizing the defense in front of them and just kind of picking it apart. I love the scrappiness of Wheeler and Kraft, but just not enough here. This play was quite incredible.
As we take a team timeout, Stadium Court, check out quarter number 1.
So if you're not able to pick that up off the pole, that's nice too by Kraft, but still got to be able to find something in terms of offense right now.
You know what I like about Van Gunst and Davis is they really complement each other well.
Yeah.
When one makes an error, the other one ends up winning the rally. And Tegan Van Gunst is just doing her thing. 27 years of age in high school back in 2012. She was the Georgia Gatorade Player of the Year. In college, the 2016 ACC Scholar Athlete of the Year. So she has just had an amazing volleyball career to this point, and now trying to conquer the beach.
Yeah, doing a really nice job. And you talked about complimenting one another, and I think one of the great compliments here is in terms of the set, right? So Van Gunst has done a beautiful job. We've always talked about ball control when it comes to her, but she's also been setting the ball beautifully for Davis, who is 5'8", so she's a little bit more undersized compared to the block on the other side of the net. So getting her a chance to have the looks that she needs in order to side out at such a high clip and also in transition is very, very complimentary.
Yeah, it's not easy when you're playing against some of these trees, some of these bigger players that know how to take away so much space. When you're 5'8", 5'7", we even see 5'6" players out here. You learn to cut it up and really get accurate with your shots.
Also, it's flashed across the screen there. 17 digs for Aurora Davis. Something we'd be remiss not to mention. Another great point out of a timeout and an adjustment. They stick with the angle block in front of Kraft. She recognizes, goes down the line.
It's getting to be go time right now for Kraft and Wheeler. Down by 3, down a set. And Davis and Van Gunst just 3 points away from making it happen. Beautiful dig by Kraft.
And wow, hats off to Deanna Kraft right now. She goes against the scouting report. She says, yeah, I hit line, but, excuse me, I hit angle, but I can also hit line. She demolished that ball.
She loves that cross body. There you see 16 kills, 23 digs for Deanna Kraft. I guess she's shaking that reputation of just being a blocker, right?
Well, there's a lot of pulling she's had to do, right? So she's seeing a few more opportunities, especially when that adjustment came, trying to pull and pick up some of those short shots from Davis. So you're going to expect to see those digs go higher and higher when you're playing against a team that is shooting the ball around you.
(1916). Van Gunst serves, gets to the net, makes a great touch to keep it alive. And look at this poke to the corner, and it is in for Aurora Davis, who has just been a sharpshooter all morning long.
These two have just been so solid together. This play right here, perfectly placed. We've talked about the setting. Well, how about the bump set off the touch block from Van Gunst? Coffin corner. That's a tough serve, too. Whew.
And that ball is out of bounds, and just like that, this thing is over. Davis and Van Gunst jumping out early to that 21-14 win in the first set, and then they did a very similar move in the second set. It was somewhat close, but then they just continued to expand. They never gave up that lead, and I think the big difference was they were able to make adjustments on the fly throughout that match, and Kraft and Wheeler just couldn't keep up.
Yeah, you know, I think that we talked about it through the entirety of this match, as Davis and Van Gunst will be moving on to face Scholes and Urango. But to their credit, they did a phenomenal job out of timeouts, communicating, and then also not just talking about adjustments, but also executing on those adjustments. They did a great job in regards to that.
Just finished as well.
Well, there you have it. Great play by Van Gunst and Davis. They were doing their thing from the deep poke shots to the power plays down the middle. They were all over the court making it happen. Van Gunst and Davis will be moving on to face Julia Scholes and Gina Urango in the next round.
Yeah, and again, there's the big blocks from Van Gunst. A lot of those